I came back. It's me, obviously, on photo booth. I forgot to mention later on in the vlog that this video is in collaboration with Steph. I've collaborated with her before. She's such a beautiful person inside and out, honestly, so I'll have her linked down below, obviously. But we both wanted to give you our Netflix recommendations and stuff, so stay tuned for that later on in the video. But I just wanted to say that this vlog is kind of like all over the place, and that's really just because I haven't felt like getting ready or doing my makeup. Not that I need to do my makeup to make videos, but I just haven't felt like putting a smile on and like forcing myself to film when I clearly don't feel like it. And just so I just feel like I can't even remember what I filmed so far for this video. I just know it's a lot of b-roll and not much else, but hopefully it's relaxing to watch, enjoyable, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys get on with the video now. I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe, and I'm sending you so much love and support. And if you're feeling anything like I am, my heart really goes out to you. And welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing well. I just wanted to pop in and give you guys like my recommendations of things to watch and music to listen to, stuff like that. I did make a video on what to do during self-isolation, self-quarantine, which I will have linked up here. I'm making a whole playlist of all the videos that go up during this quarantine time, so if you want to see what I've been getting up to and how I've been spending my time, I will also have that playlist linked up here and in the description box down below. I'm uploading twice a week now since uni is basically cancelled, so it might help other people who are in the same position and are just like looking for some positive content. I'm trying to be like, super positive with everything I'm putting out on the internet, because I get that that's what people want right now. There is a real side to it, and I want to make sure I'm addressing that too, just to stay authentic and true to the situation, what's happening, how I feel about it, etc. So I just wanted to insert this into this vlog because I didn't want it to be just a standalone video, but I also wanted to give you guys recommendations and stuff because a lot of people have been asking me, and I've been asking a lot of people, and I just love it when everyone's sharing. So I'm gonna start with film and TV recommendations. This isn't necessarily on Netflix. I'm just gonna rattle off my favorite films and stuff, and you can find them on various streaming services. Most of them will be on Netflix because that is what I have. Okay, so films. I'm gonna stick to recommending like happy, light-hearted stuff mostly, and just like stuff that I'm going to be watching to make me feel better. Most of them are rom-coms, so if you like rom-coms, then I've got you. I'm just going to rattle a list off. Dirty Dancing, just the aesthetics and everything in that film is beautiful, and I feel like it's a classic. So if you haven't seen Dirty Dancing, definitely go watch it. It's on Netflix. Eat, Pray, Love, I've spoke about this before, it's also on Netflix. Love Actually, obviously. Notting Hill, When Harry Met Sally, Sleepless in Seattle. I also really want to rewatch Mean Girls because it comforts me, you know, like reminds me of better days, more simpler times. Also Top Gun. I mean, it's too much like fighter planes for me, but Tom Cruise when he was younger was so good looking, and just like him in the leather jacket, white t-shirt, blue jeans, I would gladly pay attention to that. So for the gals or guys who thinks that young Tom Cruise is good looking, then Top Gun. Oh, me and my mum actually watched a film called Instant Family, and it's about a couple who adopt, and it's about a couple who are basically looking to adopt. They weave a bit of comedy into it, so it's still quite lighthearted, but the meaning behind it is really nice and warm. And at the end, me and mum just gave each other a hug, and I don't know, it made me feel super grateful for my mum and like for our relationship, and as someone who would be interested in adopting. It was like an interesting film, although it's obviously not like an accurate representation of what adoption will be like since it is a film. My favorite Disney films: Tarzan, Frozen, The Lion King, but honestly like the classic Lion King is just like the best. And Tangled, I love Tangled. So those are my favorite films, but they're all quite classic, so I reckon most of you will probably know what they are. So I wanted to move on to documentaries and TV shows, which maybe you guys haven't seen before. The Secret is such a good one, I think, to watch now because it's so positive and motivating. I made a video on my experience with the law of attraction, which I will have linked up here. So The Secret is just a documentary version of the book with the same name, and it's all about the law of attraction. And whilst most documentaries are about like stressful things, The Secret obviously isn't, so that's a nice one to watch. Knock Down the House is one of my favorite political documentaries because again, it's super inspiring. It follows AOC and 3 other women, I think, who are running in the congressional campaigns. Not all of them win, but obviously AOC does, and I love her. I think she is so inspiring. So if you guys are into politics at all, or even if you don't know much about American politics, I think it's a really good one to watch. They tackle some important issues, but at the same time make it really motivational and inspiring. Again, I feel like it's really important to stay inspired and motivated to help lift us all out of the negative emotions that are definitely running around, especially with health scares and financial worries. And then the final documentary is Miss Americana, which is Taylor Swift's documentary. I mean, I know I'm a Taylor Swift fan, but this was one of my favorite documentaries I've ever watched. I just think it was such an authentic insight into her life. They didn't seem to be seeking to portray her in a specific way, which I guess is what made it feel so authentic and genuine. But she covers some really important issues: eating disorders and her mom's illness and anxiety. Honestly, it made me feel so not alone and put my own mental health struggles into perspective. I think especially when she was talking about her struggles with her own body image, and like, I think that I've struggled in the past, but I could not imagine having the whole world inspecting your every move. And so I think it was really insightful, and also they showed really cool performance footage and stuff. It makes you laugh, but it makes you cry. I don't know, I just think it was a really good one to watch. I've actually watched it twice now. It was that good. It comforted me in thinking that I struggled with those things as well, and that someone as seemingly successful as Taylor Swift, I mean, she's literally the world's biggest pop star, the fact that she could also feel the same way just made me feel less alone. Okay, and now for TV series. I honestly prefer TV series. Obviously Friends, that goes without saying. How I Met Your Mother is also a really good one. It's like similar to Friends but not as good. I mean, that's debatable. Sorry if you think it's as good or better, but personally I think Friends tops all. Mum and I just finished watching a series called Unorthodox. Okay, it's not a happy series, so if you're looking for just light-hearted series, I would skip this one. Based on an Orthodox Jewish community living in Williamsburg in New York. The main character basically escapes to Berlin, and I honestly don't know much about the context or the circumstances that the series is set in. I felt like I learned something. I mean, I wouldn't say it was learning because again, it is an adaptation, but it is based on real life, I believe. And so it's an interesting perspective and insight, and I love watching things that I guess take me out of my own little bubble and kind of introduce me to different ways of living and stuff. It's a short series and we watched it all in 2 days. Definitely isn't a happy series. So if you're only looking for positive things, then I would skip this one. The next one has also just come out on Netflix. It's called Self-Made. I love this so much. First of all, if you're a woman, it's really inspiring because she's a woman of color living in the early 1900s, and she goes from washing other people's laundry to creating a super successful business and opening stores in New York. And I just loved seeing an all-black cast. So many shows on Netflix are missing that representation, and it was so nice to watch. And as well, being a woman, it was so nice to see her taking a stand against her husband. And I don't want to give it away and like spoil things, but it was super inspiring. And also the music was so good. They had so much contemporary R&B kind of songs. Also Sex Education, I actually think I'm going to rewatch this because I just think it's so light-hearted and funny, and I just love how they mock the American school system but also introduce really quirky characters. And I like the way they discuss sex and how it's an open thing and it's not romanticized in the same way that other TV shows do it, even though again it obviously still is, but like, and again, light-hearted, easy to watch. So now I just want to share with you some music that I've been listening to that's been getting me through. I'm not going to play the songs because of copyright, but you guys can just type them into Spotify or Apple Music or YouTube and find them. I'll have my Apple Music link down below in case you guys want to check out my playlist, because honestly they're so organized. I have playlists sorted into folders by occasion, theme, time, genre, all of it. I just love music, so I get really picky about my playlists. Some of them are like 15 hours long, some of them are 45 minutes. It really varies and depends. I've been listening to my gym playlist every day while I do my at-home workouts, so yeah, make sure you check that out. So my favorite albums that I've been listening to are Harry Styles' latest album, Fine Line. I love Harry Styles. I love his fashion sense. I love how he's not afraid to embrace femininity. He is just honestly iconic, and his music videos and his songwriting are just, everything about him is just improving. He's improving so much as a musician, as a songwriter. Honestly, I didn't like One Direction at all, and I wasn't like a huge Harry Styles fan with his first album, but now with this album and just seeing how he's evolving, I don't know, I'm a fan. I think I really like him. Selena Gomez's new album, Rare. I mean, it's not my favorite album ever. I wouldn't say it's standout pop, except Lose You to Love Me. That was a beautiful song. That honestly made me cry. But I do think it's a really positive, upbeat album, which is nice to listen to. I like working out to pop, so it's good for my workouts. And I do really like her voice, but for me, it isn't a love, but it's just a pleasant listen. Ooh, okay, so there's a song called 100 Bad Days by AJR, and I listen to this whenever I have a bad day, and it puts me in such a good mood. So I highly recommend that song. Don't forget Forget to Breathe by Stormzy, Smile by Maisie Peters, anything by Phineas. Phineas is a genius. He is so good. For those of you that don't know, he's Billie Eilish's brother and he produces all her music and they write together. He also makes his own music. That man is so talented. Lennon Stella, I freaking love Lennon Stella. She may have been my only concert of 2020, but after seeing her live, I just love her even more. She makes beautiful pop music. For those of you that like indie bands, Laundry Day. Someone I know at uni is actually friends with this band and I didn't know this until I posted their song on my Instagram story and she like messaged me, which I think is really cool. They're super talented. The Birthday Party by the 1975. I love the way the 1975 just encapture life and society as it stands. Just the way they do that through their lyrics especially and through their music is just so artistic. I actually think they're some of the greatest musicians of this generation. Love by Kendrick Lamar. It's not a new song, but that song just makes me feel so happy and peaceful, and to me that song is how it feels to be falling in love, and it's just, it makes me smile. Obviously, I've been listening to a lot of Fleetwood Mac. I'll have all of these songs linked down below. Also, I have a happy playlist, which is just a playlist full of songs that makes me happy, which I will also link down below if you want to check that out. But it has Dancing Queen on there, Sweet Caroline, Uptown Girl, because I honestly can't be sad listening to Uptown Girl. It's got a bit of Phil Collins, Where Is the Love by the Black Eyed Peas, Can't Stop the Feeling, September, The Middle. I feel like it's just got loads of classics, a bit of S Club 7. Oh, and then The Vampire Weekend, Harmony Hall, and This Life. So those are just some of my song recommendations. I didn't want this to be too long, but I feel like it's kind of turning out that way. But okay, next I'll talk about YouTubers. Kayla Nicholson, I've mentioned her before. She's super inspiring, motivating. She's really spiritual, does a lot of yoga, reads a lot of self-help books. She always inspires me to read more and take care of myself more and just be a generally healthier person. Best dressed, I just love the aesthetic of her videos. I think she makes the best YouTube videos probably that I've seen. She went to film school, so it makes sense, but also her personality, I just think she's really relatable and funny. Avery Ovard has a similar humor. I think she's more like indie and her style is definitely a bit more, I don't know how to describe it, like it's still trendy but like more grungy sometimes, I guess. I'm not sure. I also like Nana Florence. I just find her videos really relaxing. Hello Katie, Where I Live, Elena Tabor, Natalie Barbu. I think those are the main people that I watch. I can't really think of anyone else, but if I do, I'll have them linked in the description box down below. And then podcasts, as always, Inspire Nation. I covered a lot of this in my Things to Do While in Quarantine video, which will be in my quarantine playlist. Natalie Barbu's The Real Real. That's really cool if you're into business and YouTube and I guess you're wanting to like start something on the side. Quarantine is a perfect time to do that. And then book recommendations. I've just finished reading A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. So good. Honestly, so relevant. So I would recommend that and The Power of Now if you haven't read those. I'd also recommend, he did a whole podcast series with Oprah and he's honestly so amazing. What Are You Doing With Your Life by Jay Krishnamurti. I read that like 2 weeks ago and it blew my mind. So many realizations, so good. I'd also recommend A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson, Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert, and Big Magic by her as well if you're creative. The Alchemist and Anything by Abraham Hicks. My favorite is Asking It Is Given. And then obviously The Secret. It's an easy read and it just like makes me feel good. Classics wise, I really want to read Little Women, but I love To Kill a Mockingbird, Tess of the D'Urbervilles, but it's really depressing. So maybe not during this time, but it is a good read. Honestly though, a lot of my favorite books are all dystopias because I like that they have a political message, but I am keeping dystopias 10 feet away from me during this time, so I'm not going to recommend you my favorite dystopias. So I think that's it for my recommendations. If I think of anything else, I'll leave them in the description box down below. I think it would be really cute if everyone commented their recommendations down below as well, so we can all just get different ideas. My phone keeps reminding me of the Harry Styles concert I had booked, and honestly I can't bring myself to delete it out of my calendar, but like it makes me sad. Having said that, I've only spent 1 hour on my phone today and it's only one. I think that's quite good considering, you know, I can't leave my house. I've barely been on my laptop either, so I've honestly just been reading, did my makeup. It actually took me all morning to do this, like I don't understand how. Did my usual workout, been filming this video, and now I'm honestly stuck for things to do.
memory finally came back.
So I just got back from my run and I am tired. I'm really not a runner in real life. I used to be so good running on the treadmill, but they're very different things. And we went down by the river and there was like hilly terrain and stuff, so it wasn't even just flat, so it definitely is a lot harder running uphill. But I feel like my mood recently has just been like up and down and up and down and just like all over the place. So now I'm kind of just a bit at odds with what to do. I know I need to edit this video that I've been speaking about, but I just feel so insecure about it. And like I feel like I need to refilm a few outfits and stuff. And I just like, I'm not in the mood. So I don't know, I'll see, I guess, what I can do with that. But I also don't want to complain because I saw something on Instagram that was like, you're not stuck at home, you're safe at home. And that really resonated with me. And I think it's a really good way to kind of change the way that you're thinking and feeling about this whole situation. I think I'm just gonna try and get on with editing and try and just keep myself busy and my mind occupied. But the run definitely, like I can feel the endorphins. Even though my thoughts haven't changed, there's definitely some kind of like neurons firing that's made me feel better. So I highly recommend getting out for a run. It's so different even to just doing a workout at home, even though you're still doing exercise. Like it's just so much nicer, I think, getting out and exercising and breathing in the fresh air. Also, I just ordered this hoodie off Depop and I freaking love it. It's a kid's hoodie in perfect size and I just think it's so cute, but the pocket was a bit ripped, which they never told me about, and I was like kind of annoyed, but then I can just sew it back on, like it's not a big deal. I found this online course from Yale that I really want to try. You can basically do it in your own time and it's free, which is obviously the bonus, but like it's all about how to communicate issues with climate change and how that will affect our health.
My memory finally came back.